All right. Guess what, Natasha? We have made it through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is episode 11.
I look good.
Huh?
I'm good.
Yeah, what?
Oh, just checking.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So this is what were you saying?
I was just, sharing with, the viewers and you.
That I survived this 11
It's
times.
a survival now.
Yeah.
Welcome
11
everybody
times.
to another episode of Vocal Conversations.
And I'm still here.
I am Michael Edwards.
He's still alive. I haven't heard him.
And you are?
Natasha of the Edward and Henry.
Yes. I don't know if you noticed in our last episode, I actually put...
He put my business out there.
But I put like a little name tag that had your last name.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, at the end, if you notice. See?
It proves that I don't go
See,
back
listen,
to
everybody. She doesn't.
I don't.
She doesn't
I don't
pay
like
attention.
listening to my voice.
I think I watch our... Well, first, I'm forced to watch because
You have to
I edit everything.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I watch it again because I want to make sure I'm not saying repetitive words and all of that good stuff.
Before you push it live, you watch it again?
No. Oh,
or
yes.
to learn from it?
Yes.
Me, on the other hand?
Yes to both.
Listen, what I drop, it drop. Okay? So what do you think? If you're repetitive, we're going to redo the video?
No, because I know that I'm game planning for
the next
podcast. Yeah.
Man, this shit is, it is what it is. Like, I didn't know that. I'm not watching. I hate hearing my voice on any platform.
Okay.
So it's rare. If I'm looking for something, then I'll go back. Or if you say, okay, I need your opinion, I still give you a hard time, right? Are you rewatching this? I'm done.
Oh gosh.
Drop and go.
Well, let's get to the crux of why we're
real
here.
Topic?
What are we talking about today,
I
Natasha?
think you want to talk about community.
Yes. I mean, why does everything have to be what I want to talk about? But yet
because
you're
if
the
it's
one.
up to me, my topics will be way off the chart.
Oh. So you're saying my topics
They're
not
very
good topics?
neutral. No. They're appropriate, neutral. I mean, if you give me a chance to...
You see, you just try to drop anvils on people's head 24/7. Is that what you feel like?
No, because I don't have 24/7 to do the shit. But we can get a little bit more exciting.
Oh gosh,
Or,
I worry for you guys. So I will take the reins for now, and then
let's just keep it PG-13 is what he's saying. Let's talk about community. What do you want to talk about community?
So today,
what about it?
yes, Natasha, we are talking about community and the different facets of community. I think when people think of community, immediately they think a grandiose amount of people being involved, and this person does this and this person does that. But I think we can kind of break down what community means to everyone from a personal standpoint too, because I feel like a personal point of view of community lends itself more than giving instruction for people to say, hey, this is what community is. So we'll start with that. In your opinion, what does community look like for you?
I mean, we've built a platform based on community, right? And when we first kind of took charge, we knew we had to take the community into a different direction to make it what it truly is. And I think it's just creating that connection, that partnership, having people in your corner, of having people to collaborate and network with is what I define as community. It doesn't have to be 12,000 members, right? If you like me, if y'all didn't know, I don't like a lot of people, but
I think we know at this point in episode 11.
It's important to stay true to what Portrait Mate is. And I say that to say your community doesn't have to be that big. Your community could just be 2 people.
Okay.
But at least you have some other perspective to add value to what you're doing. You have someone you can partner with to go on a shoot and test shoot. And you have people you can bounce ideas off.
Right, right. I think I should have been more specific because I didn't want to jump too far ahead and talk about Portrait Meet DC, which we're going to talk about and which we represent.
I mean, it's the only community I can really truly talk about, right?
But true, yeah, but also just creative community. What does a creative community look like for Natasha? And we know what Portrait Meet is, and we're going to explain to you guys what Portrait Meet DC is. Some of you will know about the community. If you're here in the DMV area, you're more prone to that. But like for you, creative community, I think you hit on something really important. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. What's an effective amount of people for you to make a creative community work for you?
You sure you want to ask me that question? Because they're going to look at me behind the community that you don't want to talk about now and be like, well, really? No. I would think Natasha is more of a people person. I'm not. I can tolerate people at certain points. If I have to do something creative, I want it to be a small amount.
Mm-hmm,
I want people that I can easily bounce ideas off. I can be me. Mm-hmm. Like, if being me irritates you're not part of my community because some cuss words gonna come. I like that, and I'll give an example. The Discord, like that smaller version, that intimate set of people that we can all come together, get along. The biggest factor for me is if everybody's getting along, because I'm not with the shade and the bullshit and all of that. It's just get. You know what? Yeah, I'm not with it. But for me, a creative community is just a handful of people I can really, really create something unique and different with.
Right.
And then, we have the larger one, which it's more about what we give back to the community and what we can secure for other people in the community when it comes to Portrait Meet.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point because we've talked about in our past episodes of the pod that most creatives are not extroverts. We're very introverted.
Did you know that about me?
But I think
You're
people
an
have
extrovert.
learned this.
You hug everybody.
No.
Go to McDonald's.
No, I'm not, and that's the thing. I'm not an extrovert. And
you
the reason why
classify yourself as an extrovert?
No, I wouldn't say that I'm an extrovert because, and this is why. For me, my how I was raised is more in the forefront of how I act when it comes to community. I was raised my dad was a pastor. I'm a pastor's kid, and your family's immediately pushed into the forefront of a congregation, right? And so there is a certain way that we as a pastor's family were supposed to be. Now, my brother, on the other hand, he's like, nah, I'm not with that. But I, being the oldest, I made sure that I was always a representative of my family, and I always was energy for others to see that we were a family. And so it became more so like, okay, this is me, and so people think, oh, you're a people person. I love people. Now, I love people, but I'm not an extrovert. After meets, after big events, I have to actually recharge so that I can be in a position in the forefront of a community. It doesn't mean that I don't like the community or I don't like to be. It just means that I'd have to recharge. And I feel like community is important with us understanding that, understanding, you don't have to be like this extroverted person. You don't have to be rah-rah. You don't have to be all of these things to be in a community or lend yourself to a community. Now, there are extroverted people.
But before you go there, that validates my point of not coming to a creative session and being an asshole. Because we are not extroverts, but when we need to be, we will be.
Oh.
We will get the shit done. We will put together an event for you.
Yes.
Knowing as soon as it's done, I go in my cave, you go in your cave, reset, recharge. So it validates the point when I said we put a lot of work into it, both personally, mentally. So when you show up to something, give yourself. Right?
But getting back on community, I think it's important to be a part of this journey with people who are like-minded, like you said before. The most difficult portion of my journey as defining myself as a creative was when I reached out to others, people didn't always answer the bell, or they weren't free with
The
making me,
gatekeepers.
they weren't free with making me aware of process.
Until they need you.
Right.
Let's call that part out. Sorry. Got a little personal there.
So community is important in a way that you find like-minded individuals. It may be a community like Portuguese DC, and we're going to talk about Portuguese DC. But even if it's just another person, for me, before even I met you, I had a person, shout out to my guy, Jerome, who even before Jerome, I shout out to my bro, Ozzy, a good friend of mine, brother of mine, I went to undergrad with. I remember I was like, man, I really want to get into photography. He literally he had a Nikon D90, put it in my hand, said, hey, we're going to drive the coast. I want you taking pictures, as much pictures as you want while we're making this trip. That trip changed my life. Oh. If I didn't have someone who said, hey, I see something in you, we're like-minded, give me the opportunity, it changed my life. I immediately, when I flew back from California from my friend's wedding, I bought a Nikon D90. And that started my journey. And then shout out to my friend Jerome, who he and I were figuring out all of these different things. And when it comes to helping with your creative journey, it's good to have those people that validate you.
I can testify to that, right?
And you can exchange data and say, okay, this works. Oh, that worked for you. This worked for me. Let's try this, for the next time and the next time. So I think when defining your first steps of community, it's just finding those like-minded individuals. Yeah. And I think that's important. So let's get to that next step. So for you, we've established like what your journey was initially. You didn't have a lot of people in your world. You were figuring out, you were literally asking for community.
Yeah,
you were asking for community.
A few.
When did you know you were in the right space of community? And this is important because what we think sometimes is community is people taking advantage of us or using us for their own promotion of their creative journey instead of it being an exchange, right?
But it's hard to see that when you don't have another viewpoint, right? When someone else doesn't come along and show you what community should really be, you're stuck with that phase in life where you think, this is where I need to be. Okay, they're helping me, so they're going to take me to a wedding, have me shoot, don't pay me. But then here I am with the experience, right?
Right.
Make me buy a macro lens to shoot details, but yet I'm going on the journey with you, and there's nothing other than, okay, I get to participate, right? I get to be among these people.
Right.
Here I am, a wedding of 800 people. I'm holding a camera and taking a picture, and you think this is it.
Yeah.
And then you go back home and you're like, wait, I was there for 10 hours, didn't make a dime, barely ate.
Right.
And I'm passing my SD card like, okay. But then you get to meet people like you that shows you what community is in a different way.
Okay.
There was nothing you wanted from me in this initial phase, right? It was just about, you saw how hungry I was to learn, and you took the time to teach me. And now I'm comparing. I was like, holy shit. Damn, people took advantage of me. Like I thought this was it. I thought I was about to make it in that initial phase of me trying to build community, trying to get help, trying to get mentors. And then you see a way different light. And I think just our creative relationship is teaching me more how to give back to people, right? How to give back. And like I always tell you, if it wasn't for you, if you were to like leave Portrait Meet, I'm leaving too. Because I feel like without that strength that we have, I don't want to do this.
So let's get back to that. You said the play it forward portion of it.
Oh, yeah.
So once you got validation of your initial creative community, you said, okay, I'm going to play it forward.
So I think I started shining, right? And people, not even just me reaching out and say, hey, I want to help you. It was more how we started. People reaching out to me and say, hey, asking me questions. And here I am in my DM. I was like, wait, they're asking me questions? They're asking me to help them set up lights that I don't set up. But people will ask me, can you come to my show? And then I realized, okay, I have to pay it forward. I won't gatekeep what I was taught. As there are some things I don't like doing, but if someone reaches out to me, I find the energy to actually say yes. If you ask me to do it, I'll be like, nah, me have to do this. You can do it. Why don't you do it? But no, I truly find the energy and the passion to say yes if I have the availability. And it's a really feel good feeling at the end that I help someone, knowing I was probably in a position at some point.
I agree 100%, Natasha, because now we can get you what Portrait Meet DC is.
The long-awaiting
because
of Portrait Meet.
No, because I get it. So for many of those who don't know about Portrait Meet DC, and even for those who know, we didn't jump into PMDC and immediately become leaders. We were attendees of this. So we, one day we're literally finishing a gig, and some people have heard this story in previous pods. We're finishing up a gig. It's the last part of the day. I had heard about it, and I said, hey, I just want to see what it's about, because the person who actually told me was a person that I trusted what they were saying. Because I was, unlike you, I was going to these different meets and trying to get a foothold on a community. And there were a couple of communities I was a part of, a couple of like social media kind of communities.
So you were intentionally looking.
I was looking.
I was just trapped with what I was offered.
I was looking. I was part of I was on a Yahoo photo group. I was in all these different things, and I was just looking. And the group that I was actually in, one of the attendees was like, there's this thing called Portrait Meet DC that I went to, and it was so cool. And I was like, oh man. So I remember we finished, I was like, hey, so I heard about this thing, this community, Portrait Meet DC. Let's stop by. And you're like, no, it's cold. It's cold.
Dead winter.
People know St. Lucia girl over here, she don't like no cold, nothing. So I'm like, hey, I gotta see. The source was good enough for me to say, all right, let's check it out.
Check it out, right.
We attended, and immediately we felt connected to a community. Shout out to IC and Johnny for allowing that to be a place that was so welcoming. It was the models. We're working with these top notch.
We didn't have to go find them.
No, they were there. It was like, what is going on here, yo? And people were like, hey, do you want to try this shot? If you come over here and you do this, I was like, what is happening?
People with lights,
I was like, oh my gosh,
cameras.
Man, it was beautiful, and we became attendees. And our joy for being there every single, because I was making content, you was making content. I was like, man, am I going to Portrait Meet? I'm going to have and I had content outside of what I was working, and it helped me get other types of gigs and stuff like that. And it was beautiful to be a part of something. And it was so wonderful that Icy and Johnny was like, hey, we kind
of started helping out.
Yeah. We were like, hey, we'll help you with this. We'll help you.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, wait, your energy is like that. Come and help us.
Yeah.
So we're helping. And then ultimately it came to a point where I had the opportunity to lead the community. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to lead this community without my partner.
Well, we became moderators first, right?
We
joined, and then COVID came around, and that's when you became the lead. And of course.
Yeah. And
I got dragged in.
But the beauty of it is Portrait Meet DC allowed us to see both the vantage point of being an attendee and being in leadership. And we said, hey, let's curate what this community can look like. Yeah. And integrate it. And one of the things was, I remember the conversation you said, hey, I think we could do community partnerships. Like what brought that to your scope where you were like, let's do community partnerships?
It was bringing my corporate job into it. Because I was like, this feels similar. Oh, no, I'm not getting paid for it, but this feels similar. And before I get to that point, I feel like our experience that we had before Portrait Meet actually really strengthened us leading Portrait Meet, because we're like, we don't want people to go through what we went
Yes.
through. That's how I saw it.
Yes.
But for me, I've worked in partnership. At the time, I was running a partnership department. So I was like, okay, this is similar. This is like going to a conference, but it's just us. It's just we showing up somewhere. It was just capturing the models. There was no connection to the community itself, to the businesses that we surrounded. And I felt like we could have made more of an impact by making it a partnership or collaborating with the people in that area. So we kind of started reaching out to, I actually think I even after that conversation, I went to Union Market to shoot for a restaurant, and it was just perfect timing. The social media person was there chatting with everybody else because it was a grand opening, introduce myself, tell them about Portrait Meet, and that was literally our first partnership that we created, and it worked.
Yes.
It worked. And we
Shout
had
out to
expand
Union
it.
Market.
I know. Grace from Union Market. She was a bubbly butterfly. And I'm like, I'm just standing there looking at her instead of taking pictures. I'm like, this is the connection we need. I'm like, well, how can we partner with you? I went home, told you about it, and sent an email immediately, and they jump on a call with us as quick as possible. So it adds value. I think partnership adds value to anything that you are doing. Yes, you can just be out there doing your own thing, but if you're not making those right connections, then your community is just right. I mean, it gives it more substance.
And I love what's happening here in the DMV. One of the things that's happening here in the DMV that's not happening nationwide or even like worldwide is the fact there's so many different creative communities here. It's not just Portrait Meet DC. There's Street Meet. We have the lady film photographers, and there's so many different creative communities here that allow for different types of creative experiences. And that's the dope thing about it. It starts, and it can be just
try different
meeting
things.
one another and getting to grow. And it can be small groups that get together and talk about things. Or it can be a creative community like Portrait Meet DC. And shameless plug, Portrait Meet DC is starting this next month in March.
What?
Season 9. Season 9
is coming.
Season 9 is coming. It is going to be the 5th year that we are in leadership. Is it 5 or 6?
COVID was 2020. 6.
Wow, this is our 6th year.
I can't believe I lasted this long. I can't. Whoa. Don't bring that back up.
Our 6th year of leadership, and the community is flourishing.
I think you should show the slide that we created with all of our partners when this comes up.
Man.
When I was putting this together, I was like, holy crap.
It's beautiful to know that we're making such an impact for our community, and we're giving back. And guess what, guys? We don't get paid a dime. Like, we make no money from this.
Soon.
When we talking about giving back,
free.
And shout out to the community members who give and lend different things. We have people who give waters and things of that nature. But that's the beauty of it. Like, it's not about monetizing to like say, hey, our community is this, and then we're going to tax you for it. No, community doesn't always have to do that. And I think, there are outlets for like we're going to go to a conference soon. And listen, conferences can provide a level of community as well. And I encourage people, like, go to a conference. If you want to get better at your craft or just understand or see those photographers or whatever creative that you're interested in and see them in real life and have conversations with them, do that.
That part is not for me. I don't need to have a conversation with them. But and we attend conferences not just for us.
Yes.
We pay out of our pocket to go, but we also, I think most of the conference we go to, one day we at least wear a Portrait Meet DC brand, just to kind of start that conversation of who we are to a different audience that may not be in the DMV area.
Yeah.
So, conferences are very important. I mean, I'm not like I don't want to talk to everybody. I mean, I'll be in the corner. Oh, is this person? But just learning. I think for me, it's more of the business aspect.
Yeah.
Of attending the conferences, learning how to run a business, Hopefully this one we get to shoot some portraits.
Yeah, we're
I
excited.
tend to just not do that, but this time I'm excited to do
Yeah,
do something different.
Yeah, we'll actually take them along for a little ride too. So
Michael will take us along for a ride. Natasha has no choice, but yeah, we'll take you guys along. So we'll be.
And I hope everyone has enjoyed this conversation, because I think it's the number one. There's 3 questions that people ask, and out of the 3 questions that I'm always asked, community happens to be one of those questions all the time. Like, what's best for me, or how do I find mentorship? All of this comes about through community.
But you have to find mentorship knowing you want it. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't find mentorship thinking somebody's just going to give you everything you need. It's a two-way street.
Yes.
I tend to find there are some people that comes in and just, okay, I need this from you, I need that from you, versus, okay, how can we work together to achieve something? It's not all about how much I can get from someone. When you finally get it, you just move on like that person never existed. That does piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, you have to continue building on that relationship. I will always help Mike shoot a wedding, second shoot a wedding. Why? Because of, how much he's helped me, and I've made that commitment. I think it adds value to the friendship, to the relationship, and to even just our clients and the community. You
Absolutely.
see, we've created something that a lot of people that doesn't last very long in other relationships. So it's a two-way street.
Absolutely.
It's a two-way street.
Absolutely. So well,
I think I've talked enough.
Well, we got our social cue.
My battery is low. Make sure you keep
from
that
Natasha.
part.
But yes, guys, take stock in community. And like we said, it doesn't have to be a bunch of people. But if, I love it when people say, hey, 2 or 3 of us got together and we went to the studio and we worked on something. That is beautiful.
You have little communities.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yes.
And when you find those people, take care of each other.
Yes, take care of each other. Just take care of each other. I was going to go many places. I told him my social battery. I'm just going to keep talking.
All right, with that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Focal Conversations. I'm Michael Edwards.
What am I today? What did I start with? I am Natasha Edward and Natasha Henry.
And we thank you guys.
I'm claiming my maiden name from now on.
And we thank you guys for joining us, and find your community.
Find your community.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll check you all later.
Bye. Bye.